Hello everybody and welcome to Alma. So Alma was a request of a viewer who asked whether I would do some American maps. I think there was a choice, there was the two Michigan maps, they were suggested as well. But for me, Alma's got more character to it. I much prefer the feel of it all, which is why I decided to go for this one. I also decided to wait to the new updates because I knew that needed a new save game, and quite a fair bit was added to it. But anyways, let's get cracked on and have a look what's about. I have had a previous look in, I think in 22 and before this got updated. But if we go over here, we have ourselves a load of chickens. So that instantly we'll be getting a load of eggs once we get some food to them, which I do believe we've got a wheat field that we can go harvest. So there's 90 chickens in there. If we go running over to here, in this barn, I think this is where we have the combine, a John Deere and a bit of equipment, which we do start with some very good equipment, but which I was a bit worried about, thinking, do we change it up, get rid of a few bits, just to make it slightly harder. But in actual fact, looking at it, with the game being, with the map being so big, I think you kind of need it, otherwise you'll be spending hours just doing one field. But anyway, we've got a John Deere S7, an S7 900, a John Deere 8R, which is the 3070, which always bugs me that it's a 3070, but it's 420 horsepower. John Deere baler, I think that's going to go. I don't think we're going to use that. I do want to use it in a Let's Play, but it's just too small. I think you only get 125 bales from it. Anyways, we've got our mower, our rear mower, windrower, tedder and front mower. And then our corn header, which I believe there is a big cornfield just behind. I think that could be a silage clump there, just behind there. Our grain header, which this is a 13.7 metre header. And then you've always got to have a good old faithful, which is, what's that? That is the 3650, which is 116 horsepower. I just wish there was a John Deere front loader to go on it to complete that setup, but it has been put into, that quickie has been put into John Deere colours. Our mixer with some cattle, which again, I think it's a common thing that there'll be 90 in each shed maybe. Okay, I'm instantly wrong. There's 60 in here, and these are all milking cows. So that's where we're going with this one, which is good, because I know on Saxley we're going for beef, so going for milk on here is even better. And then we've got some sheep, which in here, what's in the sheep barn? 90. And then up the top here, we do have some horses, which I think, do I do it now or do I do it later? I'm going to get rid of this. Horses aren't really something that I want to do. That's real life and in this game. I've never understood horses. I can understand why people love them and do a lot with them, because anything with animals is always great fun. I myself have a lot of dogs. But yeah, horses has just never been for me. And I just want to make sure, is that a silage? That must be a silage clamp. I'm just thinking, are they trying to tempt us? Because that's our maize field there. Are they trying to tempt us with that maize field to do silage? So we flick this up, compacted. So, grain silos. This is a workshop with some more gear in it, which the first thing I do want to go and get is this case, because this case is what we're going to use, because we do start with, because part of the update is there was an alfalfa field, so that is what I would like to do. I'm not going to go on this one. Any grass work is going to be non-existent, and we're just purely going to focus on alfalfa. I think that's the much better way to do it. We need a track going across, because it seems a long way around to get anywhere in these fields. You've got to go right round by the chickens, because there's nothing that's cutting through there. Anyways, this is also my first video, or at least what I believe to be the first video, in 4K. And also it's the first video on my new setup, which I do need to fine tune quite a few things, so that will all be in due course, that will all start. But yeah, so I'm very interested to know what everything looks like for you lot, you know, whether there's anything that you think needs improving. I have done a few tests with OBS, because everything, I haven't transferred everything from my old computer over to here, so which has caused a few problems because I'm starting again, so it's having to get everything back to how it used to be. So I am messing with OBS settings at the minute, which I did do a test where I think my file size went to about 20 gig, and I know because I edit in CapCut couldn't edit it at all, so yeah, it is proving a bit of a headache. But yeah, anyways, let me know how it's looking for you. Right, that front mower's on, so if we hop in here and go get the rear mower, this is the setup we want on Saxon, definitely. Let's reverse onto there and put that on. We do have crop destruction is on, everything's basically turned on, even periodic plowing. So I'm running everything I possibly can. What else was there to do? Yeah, and this series, I don't know how long this series will go on for. I have no idea. I know that what I do know though is obviously there is Giant's new map coming out in November. I think it's November 4th is the Highlands Fishery one. So that, as soon as that's out, we will be going on to there to do that one. And then there's Auction David, which again we will be going on to that one to play on there. So I can't see, I don't think this will be a very long series, but depending on, I think I'll go off the analytics. Whichever one out of this and Saxlingham is doing the best, that'll be the one that I'll keep doing, and I may drop the other, or drop it down to one video a week, to make way for the new Giants map. So I've just done a quick headland around the alfalfa, and I'm going to leave that now to our worker to cut that. And in the meantime, we're going to go to the John Deere. We want to get this front. No, we can keep the front weight on. We'll go get the John Deere. We'll go get our trailer on, which is something I'm looking forward to. Is I want to get a wagon at some point. Well, get a truck and trailer, and I think that will be a much better way for here in an auger wagon for this save game to be doing any field harvesting and whatnot, because I believe that's in America. That's what they do more of. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, please do leave a comment below. So we'll take this over to the wheat field, and then we'll go gather up the combine, and then we can make a start here. I think the workers just wanting, I may have missed a few bits, the workers making sure my job was adequate enough. Right, let's leave that there. I do think that an 8R, it's we're downgrading it, putting it onto a tractor, well, put it onto a trailer. Something with that much horsepower is more for field prep. I'd like to buy a big bud. I think that would be very fitting and in keeping into this map. So we'll just get the header on, like so. What's nice is we've got whopping great big margins here to work with. So if we turn on and drop down, we'll just have to make sure that we're getting a straw swath, and I will look at getting straw swath on. So let's pull up our menu, steering assist. I always like to do 2 headlands, like so, and we'll get on. So let's go on to that, and here we are.
the pop stars are weeping, the rappers are crying, their platinum records gathering dust, slowly dying. 'Cause country's the flavor, the craze of the day. Even Bieber's wearing a 10-gallon hay. Oh, the rhinestone cowboys are riding the charts, cashing it big on breaking all the hearts. From hip-hop to heavy metal, they're all jumping the fence, singing about pickup trucks and a love that makes sense of pretense. Used to be fiddles, steel guitars twang. Now it's synthesizers playing a countrified clang.
With the headlands that now almost complete, I'm going to get the worker to do the middle, which it always feels like it's going to take forever when you're on with the headlands. But as soon as you start getting into the middle of the field, you soon get a lot of stuff knocked down. Our worker over there, he is almost finished as well, so we can look. I think the best thing to do with the alfalfa is to ted it, because then if we ted it, both the cows and the sheep will get some feed. I'm not going to say in this episode, but they'll get some feed in August, let's say. The horses are definitely going, and what I am going to do is once we've got this last little bit in like that, we're going to empty this into the trailer, and then I'll take the trailer off to go give the chickens some food, so that we know that they're all okay, and at the same time we'll sell the horses and we'll look at getting the tedder put onto a tractor. I don't know which tractor, but certainly one of them. Just like that, our work in the case is finished and the combine is almost unloaded. So let's just have a look. Where is this steering assist line? Try and make it so that it is as easy as possible for them, because they can be a bit, they can get a bit finicky or picky, shall we say. So I reckon I may just do that one line there. That will make life a bit easier, won't it? Right, well that should be the worker setting off. We will take this. Well, no, actually, we won't take this back up because there is a little bit there that just needs to be finished. I don't know why I've missed that a little bit, which is interesting. So turn on, drop down, just like that. And as we drive it, we'll just keep an eye out to see if he has missed anything else, which I don't think so. But let's fold these up. And then we're going to have to go get the tedder on, but I think I'll probably go and ted it, and then we'll get the worker to windrow it. That may be not a bad little shout. So we couldn't use this tractor here, this John Deere. That can be our windrower, because you don't need a lot of power for that job. So it may just come in very handy. So let's put that here. I know one thing, these sheds, because they're so low, they're lovely, lovely sheds with all, being able to see all the rafters and everything. But you've got to be really low on your camera angle. So let's drop that there. And let's get the tedder on. And I don't know whether it'll be this episode or next, but that John Deere baler, I'm going to have to sell that. So we'll get that on. And we'll take this to the field. We won't set it off because I would like to do the tedding. And then we'll empty the John Deere and then we can get cracking. Right, let's go horses first, since we're here. Like so. So to here, sell. So there's roughly another grand in. And then if we go to construction, that's the building, sell that. And then whilst we've got a bit of money, if we go on to here and precision farming, Let's purchase the soil information. Oh, oh, that's not great at all. Oh, these are terrible. I just want to say, oh no. Right, we are going to have to... What are field prices? Field prices aren't actually that bad, to be fair. But where are... There must be some loam somewhere. Okay, we're getting slightly better as we go up to here. So 20... No, 25. We're still not... Okay, that's probably one of the better ones. Sandy loam. Is there actually any fields which are just all loam? Sandy loam. What does that mean? Sandy loam. So down this right hand side is all sandy loam. This is going to cost us an absolute arm and a leg to keep. Why have I got a marker on there? Anyways, let's leave this here for now. Let's go jump into the John Deere and we'll go feed some chickens. So we just pull into here. We can get these fed and it will probably be... Have I gone past the trigger? Yes. We also want to check, so let's just dump this food into here. We also want to check how many hens we've actually got, because if we've got any cockerels, we will want one, obviously for breeding, although it doesn't change anything, I don't think, if we don't have them. But I don't want to have too many. So here, roosters. Okay, so we've got one rooster, so that's fine, then we'll keep the rest as they are. But right, and also I have just looked. We have a forage wagon, and I think this will be very, very handy for this Let's Play. We've got loads of room, and I just think... Oh, that's rotors to kick it out the back. I think this is definitely worthwhile buying. It's big enough, so it's 50,000 litres can go in. We'll put a roof on it. We'll make it all... A roof, 9 grand. Right, do we keep the roof on it or not now? That's really £9,000 for a roof. We'll go BKTs because that's not up in the price. But I think we are going to take the roof off it now. So let's buy that. And now we know if we want to do silage, we've got a forage wagon. But let's tip this wheat into here. We'll go take another tip off the combine, and then, like I say, we'll get on and we'll get ourselves some tedding done. We didn't quite make it to the combine in time, so we'll just have to pull behind here. We don't want to go too far, but we want to be far enough out the way of the header. And let's hop into the combine, and we'll just reverse this back, if the work will let us. Let's reverse that back and get that tipping into there. Never ideal putting all the weight straight into the back of the trailer like that, but needs must at the minute. So pull the combine to there, set them off, hopefully. Jump into here, we'll move this out of the way, because you know what it's like, wherever you think to leave it, that's where the combine will want to drive, and then drive straight into it. Let's find this, turn it on. Let's go to steering assist, to headlands. Did I drop the front end? No. Right, let's be off. this field tedded, we'll get a work on with windrower, and then I think that would bring us nicely to the end of the episode. I am very cautious that with trialling new settings with OBS, I don't want to get some huge file sizes that I then can't do anything with, because otherwise this recording would be then a waste and it would have to all be done again. So yeah, we're just going to quickly get this finished. So that hasn't been a bad start to our adventures in Alma. Obviously we've got this field cut, we've got it tedded, we've got our wheat cut, and then that's ready to go. We can put that into the silo. Chickens are fed, it'll be just the sheep and the cows that will get some of this for them, so then they'll be fed. Yeah, so it's a very, very good start. I imagine these time lapses and this, whilst we're doing this, are going to be some of the biggest ones that we're going to do, because it's one of them you just have to. We are going to put at some point build a track just around here, so connecting all these up. To me that makes a lot of sense. We will, in the next episode, we will sell that baler, because I reckon it'd be interesting to see just how much it's worth, but I reckon it'll be worth, if it is brand new, it will be worth over 100,000. We also need to get a plough as well. Balers, here we go. So it's a round baler, 112. So if we go into here, have a look, so we can get almost 100 grand for that. So obviously that's going, and if we're getting rid of that, then this can go. So there's 42, so we're nearly at 150 selling those two. I'm not 100% certain on this seeder or drill. I've never used it, but I've seen other people sort of having problems with it, and that is it direct? If it's a direct drill, then it's not so bad. Where are we looking? Right, okay, so this, you can drill direct with it. So we'll just have to bear that in mind, and that is 275. Oh, it's only a low horsepower. Anyways, that's a good option. That thing's the best, but it just requires so much horsepower to pull it. And then this is the drill that I would like to get on Saxlium. I think it's a fantastic drill. Personally, we've got one at our work, but it's only the 6 metre, which is strange because we have some huge fields here. This is also something that I've just downloaded. That may be very well worth a shout. It's only 9.7, yeah, but you can do. Does that do the fertiliser as well? What's the difference? I don't know what difference is there. But that's 7 miles an hour. The Vardestad is 11 miles an hour. That makes a huge difference just there. So let's go to the combine. We'll get this tip of wheat off it. I'm sure it's definitely finished, isn't it? Yeah. So we'll get this last bit of wheat into the silo. It's just a shame we've got a corn dryer, which that will be something that we will be buying to maximise our profits for our corn, especially with how much we've got. And I do think it'll be something that we'll do very early on. And when I say very early on, it will be done for our field that we have there, up there, because there's no point having such a big field of corn when we can go dry it and then make a fortune in our first year from it, or what I'd like to think would be a fortune. So here's the wheat coming in. We'll finally get a tally of how much we have in once this is emptied. Which I do like this trailer, how it's pushing it all out the back, you know, so you're not tipping it at all. Right, so that's empty. Yeah, you can see all the red of what needs ploughing. That's another thing which we need to sort out, is the plough. So wheat, for such a big field, we only have 55,500 litres. So we've got 68,000 pounds. Oh, that's not good. That yield has been absolutely terrible. Oh, right. Let's take this. Where are we going to leave this? I reckon for now, because we're not going to be using the silage clamp anytime soon. I think let's just reverse this into here. this is where the forage wagon can go as well when we pick it up. But like I said, we are going to have to get a baler. So our baler, we're going to sell it, but we're going to have to replace it. But this is where I think the hire purchase mod could be sort of our best friend in here. And I would like to as well. I don't want to get the normal sort of lime spreaders that you get in every game, well, in every Let's Play, because it's the only one you've got. But if we go to yield improvements, this is what I would like to get, because on that you have combinations. So you've got lime and fertilizer, and you've got fertilizer and herbicide, so that will do everything we need. And it's not that expensive, especially when you compare it to everything else. It's that, or yeah, but on this one you can't. Just look at that. You can't do any you can't do any lime spreading. So that would be the much better option. But anyways, and can you get the Isaria? You can't with that, which not a problem. Right, combine next. So let's put that in. We'll lift up the header. We'll get this put onto the header trailer. Then we can get this put onto here. I love how the trailer's colour matching. It makes these little things like that that sort of make all the difference. So let's put that on. And the fact that it snaps on when you get it wrong is brilliant. I'm sure in real life every combine driver wishes they had that. It'd make their life so much simpler. We'll put that on and we'll take that back. I know there's 2 pressure washers, but I think they're in the town. So we may have to get one for here, and then we can keep our equipment clean. Our worker, he's just on getting the windrowing done to make you a good head start. And that's, jobs like that are perfect for that windrowing and tedding, because you just need sort of low horsepower for those jobs. Right, we'll go park this up, because for ourselves we won't need this header no more, the grain header. We will need the corn header for when we venture over there. So let's go put this up against here, and then we'll have to get, I'm hoping the forage wagon we can get a load of straw done in that, and then that can go straight to our cattle. So, and now this is going to be the fun part, reversing the dolly. It's probably best doing it from up here. Let's see how we get on. Well, we're more going straight. Ah! You can't really see too much with this. I should have gone further. I'm just trying to get it close up to the shed, and by the looks of that angle I could be reversing it into the shed. Ah, no, too much. Ooh, that's almost hit the shed. So now, if we get close in like this now, and just drive into the shed with the combine. There, that's good enough for me, I think. But right, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.